part of this. I'm grateful to the Nevada Women's Project and to all our congressional leaders who helped make this happen. When I think about Sarah, I think of her not as a failure, but I think of her as, someone who gave me pride in who I am as a Paiute person, because I learned a lot from reading her books, and I learned a lot of culture and history, and I learned about our Paiute Trail of Tears that went up to Washington. And then in the end, I thought it was really, great that she let people know exactly what was done to her, all the wrongs that were done to her, and that's why her people didn't trust her anymore. But, we can't judge her based on today's standards. She lived at a time in history that we can't understand exactly why everything that happened. But, I'm really proud of her, and I really like the statue. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful statue of Sarah. I'm not related to Sarah Winnemucca myself, but my husband, he's a descendant of the Winnemucca family, and I'm here with him today. But we're really happy to be here and very honored to have a Paiute woman honored in this way. So we're really grateful. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you. Are you going back there?
Are you just in for the event?
Yes.
Okay. The bottom. Okay. Wonderful. Thanks. This is for Roll Call Newspaper on Capitol Hill. Well, thank you very much. Roll Call Newspaper on Capitol Hill. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You want that? No, I know. You knew that. We said
Come on, Connie.
take care. We're trying to get the exits.
And the appropriate person, that person that truly honor all of the Nevadans for the way we think and feel. And I think we waited to the right time and got the right person. And so when they come here, they'll have a great sense of pride. As I said today, when we're gathered here in the nation's capital, it's a grand day for all Nevadans. And the thing that Nevadans did, and I don't know how many other states have done this, but we had two of them commissioned by Benjamin. And we're going to have one in our capital so that the thousands and thousands of young people who study and read about Sarah Winnemucca, who go to Sarah Winnemucca Elementary School, will have the opportunity to go there and see this great piece of artwork and history for Nevada, because they may not all be able to come to the great capital we have here in Washington, D.C.
Every statue, every piece of art has some sort of aesthetic statement. Your wife said she liked the movement to it. What do you think of from an aesthetic standpoint? Tell us what you think of it.
I think it's gorgeous. One of the things that the committee, and I didn't sit on it, but I listened to a lot of the talk, they wanted something to portray Sarah Winnemucca, and this statue truly does that. First of all, she's an educator, and you can see that the book stands for the education. She was a peacemaker, and she was the flower stands for really peace, and she worked both for the Native Americans, Native American Indians, and also for all of the settlers that were coming through. She was in perpetual motion, teaching school, starting a school, writing books, speaking as an interpreter, working with both the military and the infantry were coming so she was in perpetual motion. And in the early part of Nevada, some areas we have some winds that move through the Sierra Nevada mountains. And you can see the capture of young Benjamin did. He was able to really capture the movement and the motion even through the dress. I think that's what you see. You see a lady that truly symbolizes movement, motion, and doing a lot of things for many, many people. Thank you guys very much. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, guys.
And your last name? Jackson Tannheimer. It's really nice to meet you. I appreciate it. Well, it's a beautiful statue.
Can we bother you for just a few minutes longer? We're keeping an archive for the state of Nevada, and just to keep this moment forever. Now, I know it must be a long, tiring trip for you, but what's going through your mind?
She made it.
And about time?
About time.
So I know you've been involved in this project for many years now, since the beginning. When it first came forward, what did you think about Sarah being honored in this way?
It's about time.
So,
That's all I can say.
did it move fast for you? I mean, suddenly she's here.
We've been at it about 10 years, Georgia and I, and then the ladies took it. It was just fabulous.
So now she's back in Washington, so to speak. This trip may be a little bit more successful than her first one.
I want to say something else, but I don't dare. Just put it on. Her dreams were realized. Yes, her dreams were realized.
Her dreams were. Could you talk about that?
All of everything she did. Oh, I can't even talk. I'm serious.
Okay.
She was just our hero.
You've all been.
All that she's worked for. In the short life that she lived.
Well, she had, obviously, in her life, you couldn't see she couldn't probably see the effect of what she was doing. How do you feel? How do you all feel today, seeing her here in Washington?
Well, it's amazing that this has come about. It's like a dream for the people that she represents. I mean, that's the realization that there really is a peace now between the nations, and that's an amazing thing.
Do you find it at all, it seems like in her lifetime, it was very often the women that gave her the hardest time, especially right here. Really tried to, disrupt it. And now, working with its history group,
Right.
is this a full circle in a way?
Well, I think that there's been a peace that's been made, and that there's been that it's come together finally. That there's been forgiveness, and then that it's been restored. It's a process of restoration, and I think that's come full circle now. And I think that's amazing. That's an amazing thing.
Would she be proud in her heart to know that this is where she stands?
That the people won't be forgotten, and not just an item in the history book.
And is that what she fought for?
Yes, that's right. She wanted people to be recognized, her people to be recognized, and her people to be educated, to know that they could stand toe-to-toe in this world.
So in some extent, is this statue, is it carry on her fight?
Can I ask you just a couple
I think so. I think the recognition.
questions about
And that's what I say. She's arrived. That's what she's trying to say. She arrived. The things that she was fighting for, when she went to Washington, I think it was in 1879.
What's your relation to Sarah?
That has come to a full realization now. know, everything that she stood for, and she's actually being recognized for that. The things that she fought for are being recognized. I think there's a lot of things that need to be done.
Right. No, there's still a ways to go.
This is like the beginning of the full recognition.
A step in the good direction.
How do you feel about Sarah's statue being here? Mostly the type of people that actually tried to keep her from doing the things that she wanted to do.
Oh my God. Oh, I know, and I review it every so often, and I think what a strong person she was, what a believer, till the day she died.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think that's a great. Do you have your? I put all my stuff down.
I need to get a picture of you.
Yeah, I know her name, but I want to get. Do you mind if I go ahead and ask you to give me your name on camera and spell it for us? So that we have it.
My name is Leah Bounce Fitzherbert, and it's Fitzherbert.
Thank you. And are you related to Louise?
Yes. It's generationally removed, but yes.
Do you live in Carson City? Or?
No. My grandmother was born at Pyramid Lake, and she married a man from the Quitson Reservation in Yuma, Arizona. Actually, Fort Yuma, and that's where they resided because that's where he was from. And so, but her relatives, this has always been the connection. Always been the connection.
Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
There's Mary Ann Convis with her family.
How Sarah managed to find these two special people. Don't forget Horace Mann started the public school system.
That's right. Well, and Peabody Mann was close.
But Lizzie was all over everything. She was into everything.
And it's like history walking.
Very honored
So Donna, where's your place,
We own the Peabody Christmas house, and we live in it. That's where they grew and this where they
We could use that for B-roll in the interview.
all I did was start it.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Pull some strings to get them
And they were so this was into unbelievable. She was like super active. This is the lady that wrote the first really Wazoo book. And then the lady in red is wrote the second Wazoo book. But the lady in red is Sally Zanjani. But the other books are Paco. What's good? I read it and it sales. It sales. Read it.
She's down that way talking to a reporter. Can we go ahead and interview you all now? Okay. Hey, Sally? Is Sally here?
Sarah. That's who we're looking for. Sally Zanjani is a register. Certainly.
You want to go ahead and get
I will be
We'll get you all together. First of all, we're shooting for the State of Nevada Archives, so we're going to maintain all of this in the record of this. So,
okay. Yes, my name is Mike Kane, K-A-N-E. Yeah, and I'm a cousin of Sarah. My great-great-grandfather, Numaga Winnemucca, was a cousin of Sarah.
Right.
Yeah, or young Winnemucca, they called him. He was leader of the Pyramid Lake War, one of the leaders of the Pyramid Lake War.
And where do you live now?
I live in Reno.
And so you knew statue is coming up. Have you been following the progress and been a part of that?
No, not really, no. I know it was coming up, but as far as details, no, not really. Yeah.
Well, then what led you to find and invite the Peabodys to meet with us?
Well, being a descendant of Sarah, about a month ago, I asked the Nevada Women's Group if there was any descendants of the Peabody sisters who were really instrumental in helping Sarah write the book and financial support, moral support, all kinds of support that they gave her. And I asked the Nevada Women's Group if any descendants if they ever found any descendants of the Peabody sisters. And they said no. I said that's never been brought up. So I said, well, I'd like to try to find out about it, and if there is any, I'd like to invite them to the ceremony here. So they said, go ahead. so I had this research. I go to TMCC, and I had a research librarian there help me. So we went over the internet and genealogy researches, and we found Dr. Peabody, tracked him down in Salem, Mass.
And called?
Yeah.
So you got a phone call?
So I got a phone call, first from Neil Siegel.
He was a research librarian at Truckee Meadows Community College.
Okay.
And then from Mike, and then from Joanne Jensen from Congresswoman Shelley Berkley's office, and here we are.
Now,
and my name is Berkley Peabody, and I'm spelled just like the Congresswoman's.
Okay.
And Mary Mann has no descendants that we know of, and Lizzie never married, and she has none. But we were cousins, and I bought the house in Salem where they grew up.
Okay.
And to keep it from being demolished by urban renewal, and we lived there. And so we're probably as much to the point as anybody.
Now, of course, Elizabeth Peabody had a lot of causes in her time.
Oh, she had.
Sarah was one. When they called from Nevada and talked to you about the project, did it click in just like that?
Didn't know anything about Sarah, but we knew it was probably true.
So have you looked it up since then?
Oh, yes.
See
yes,
how much
yes,
important Elizabeth was in
yes,
Sarah's.
indeed. And she was very important for so many people. She really was. And I always thought that, she started the Froebel kindergarten system with tiles on square tables.
Right.
And Frank Lloyd Wright's father was involved with this. And I've always thought that Frank Lloyd Wright was a product of her Froebel interests. And so many people were influenced by her.
She changed a lot of lives.
She really did.
Mike, I ask you, the statue of Sarah here, what does that symbolize for you at this point?
It shows that the state and also the women's group in Nevada recognized the Indian woman for what she did at that time. Which was really a couple. Which was really something that, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her and a lot of Paiute people. And also, 100-some years later, the policies she did back then really, coming to life today.
And this may be hard to describe, but in terms of bringing the pieces together, if you will, the players in Sarah's story, now back together here in the nation's rotunda.
Right. And I know probably, when she did come here, I know probably one of the sisters, Mary, was probably with her, when she did come over here and make these trips, when she made these trips back here. But I know she was probably back in Salem. She went back there and then
in Boston, right?
Yeah, and then came down here and they accompanied her. And that's the sense of history I feel is bringing together both families, from the Winnemucca and the Peabodys.
And how do you feel about being part of the Sarah Winnemucca story again?
Well, we're very grateful and feel great humility at how kind kind everybody was to include us in what was Sarah's real honor.
Well, and I guess we owe gratitude for remembering the people.
We really appreciate that. It's nice. One's always willing to do things, but it's nice to find that people are appreciative.
Well, we're very glad you were able to come and join us.
Well, we were delighted and honored to be here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I'm in Reno too, so hopefully we will. But nicely done.
Thank you.
This is Zanjani, who's the writer of the film.
Sally, phone number for this lady, or
On what's taken place here today in many respects, both just in bringing Sarah's life forward and also as an influence to the artist Benjamin Victor. When you started researching Sarah's life, did you, well, I guess you wouldn't have conceived that it might turn out to end up being a statue in Washington, but did you think it might maybe roll out to something?
Never crossed my mind. Not in my wildest dreams.
Well, what got you interested in Sarah in the first place? Since you're what got most of us interested in Sarah, what got you started on her story?
Well, to me, she looms over the Great Basin like Mount Everest. It's such an important story, and I thought about doing it for years, and finally the moment arrived.
And, you know, when you read your book and then you try to, and you bring it to this full circle, to the statue that seems long overdue. As someone who probably knows Sarah very intimately through your research, I'm not quite even sure how to ask you this, but how do you think she would feel about this kind of tribute at this point in time?
I think she'd be very pleased. Sarah's reputation was important to her, like a true Indian warrior. She thought about this, she wrote about it, how well she was received or how cruelly she was received. Both things happened, and she'd be happy.
In many ways, it was the white women of her day who were often the hardest on her in terms of giving her a bad reputation. And now, in this, this time, this is the Nevada Women's History Project that really brought forward this. There's a complete turnaround. Do you see the symbolism in that?
Yes, I certainly do. It's been wonderful how the people of Nevada got behind this project, especially the women of the Nevada Women's History Project. It wouldn't have happened without them. They were the driving force.
And how about the fact that your book was such an inspiration to the artist? And I know you've met and talked to Ben often. How does that make you feel, especially now that we have this beautiful statue of her done?
Well, delighted. What else can I say?
It's nice to see a literary art form having such an influence on a visual art form.
Yes, that's true.
And you converse with Ben. What have you all, two of you, talked about?
Well, we talked about various points in his conception of Sarah. I spoke to him about things I admired. The fact that she's holding her book, which is probably her most important achievement, and the active stance of the statue. So many statues are just stolid and dull, and this one moves, lives, breathes, and I think that's wonderful.
And do you think, from your knowledge, it's a fitting tribute to Sarah?
Indeed, I do.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
I'm a writer, not a talker.
Well, you know what? Actually, though, you want to go shoot? I have my copy of my book here, and it's not signed. Will you take a second to sign it and date it, and maybe you want to grab it? I'll catch up with you. I'm doing a little personal. Thank you.
this is, yeah, if you haven't met Gay Wiki Canada and Berkley, then, oh my God, this is Gay Wiki
specific. It just makes it mean so much more.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. All right, let's get.
Actually,
Oh, yes. Get over by your dad.
Like a comment? Can you think of a comment?
Well, it's an honor to have Sarah on here in Washington, D.C. One of the few people in any nation it is here in D.C. So that's the reason why it's really a good thing to have.
You state your name and your relation and your interest.
Oh, okay.
And where you're from, maybe, or where your tribe is, or...
My name is Gary McCloud. I'm from Reno Sparks Indian Colony. I'm here in Washington, D.C. to represent Sarah Winnemucca. It was an honor to have her here in Washington, D.C. because there's very, very few people that here in Washington, D.C. hasn't ended. Is that it?
So what's your feeling about the day and the significance of it?
It's cold, but it's cold.
Are these beads have any significance? Are these made by your native tribe or anything? Or?
No, my hat is made by my wife, Margot McCloud. She beaded it for me. But when I had the hat, I bought the hat. Everywhere she's home, and I'm here.
Anything else you want to add about your feelings about that?
Well, like I said, this is an honor, that's all, just in this honor to come over to Washington, D.C. to represent her, too.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, to try. Yeah. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay, you want me to hold it? Okay.
So what are your feelings about this event today and this experience?
I am just so honored to have Sarah Winnemucca represent the state of Nevada in Statuary Hall. It's a dream come true for all of us that started on this long road so many years ago, trying to get Sarah Winnemucca here.
I forget what some of the other questions were that he was asking you earlier.
Well, he was asking me what I liked about the statue. I love the detail of the statue. I love the movement, that you can look at her and see the intense look in her eyes. And I think the movement in the statue tells you a lot about Sarah, because she was always on the move, representing the Paiute. Is that, do anything else?
Okay, wait a minute. Here's another.
Two more. Two more Winnemuccas.
Maybe we have more Winnemuccas. I hear there's 2 more off to the side. Please. Hello, is everybody looking this way just for a second? Now, if we can, ma'am, could you join the Winnemucca family, please?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. All right, everybody hear it again, please. For Sarah. Thank you.
Hey, Peggy, let's get the Peabody.
The Peabody sister relatives. Peabody relatives, please.
This guy.
It was Sarah.
Right here.
I just got to help with this.
Marlon, would you be helpful with old papers and stuff so the pictures look nice? Hello?
Okay.
Just for a second. Wait just a second. And Miss Peabody, okay, a little bit closer. Miss Peabody, would you come over this way, please? Mr. and Miss Peabody, right there. Oh, no, more, here's the mic. Right in there, grab them up. And if you put your camera behind your back, thank you. We're all set?
Oh, yeah.
You can't see me, I can't see
There she is.
Where Fort McDermott, Sarah Winnemucca. And I have a big one.
They probably got tired.
Are you going to say ready? Or do we just keep smiling?
Scoot back.
You did? All right. They come out? Is it digital?
Yeah.
There, you got it.
Wait.
Pretty dark.
It was dark, you said.
It's dark? Okay, it's all right.
That's okay.
Everybody just hold for a second. Sir, could you put the shawl behind you? Ma'am, would you put the purse behind you? Thank you. We want one picture that you want to look at in 20 years and be proud of.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Smile. This is it.
1, 2, 3.
How do we get a copy?
One more. 1, 2, 3.
And we love you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Now,
I don't know.
Are you guys?
I'll see the thing. Are you all family? This one?
Yeah.
It's in it.
This one came out hard.
Yeah, you know what? It's the somewhat I noticed that too. When the big light came on.
See my just.
Now that one, did we get the right one?
Can you pick that up, you know,
Right, we're a little ways away from that. We hope to, but we're not there. We're not there.
All right.
Streaming video. We have a 6-minute piece that we're now working on. If we're successful with that, then we'll start doing it. But we hope to do something that we can give to people to talk Yeah, except we can't sell any of the videos. They would allow us to shoot privately. We can't sell them. Which we didn't know until we got in here, but it wouldn't have changed a thing. Because we need to have this document. You're going to get bid on it then?
You can probably come up if there's anything else you want to know.
You guys.
Yeah, I would like to get in front of the statue.
I got to do an interview with these guys, but then we can do it.
You can maybe just look like
You're gonna have to see her.
Oh, yeah.
The Frankwood, right?
Just happen to
that I got to
listen
do
to
a party at. It's awesome. Yeah.
Like the statue, what'd you make out of? Is it an original or is it a copy of an original?
It is an actual original. It's the first Native American woman in Statuary Hall that is an original commission specially for Statuary Hall. So Nevada should be proud that they have that honor.
And what's the material that it's made out of?
It's made out of bronze. It's cast in bronze. The original is made in clay, and then a mold is made, and molten bronze is poured, and that's when you get the permanent piece. that's what you see here.
So the clay one that you made first, is it the same size?
Yeah, it's full scale. It's exactly like this. And then after you make the mold and pour the bronze, you have to weld together the pieces of the metal and actually chase the seam lines. So there's a lot of work that goes into. Yeah, there's seams where the molds were.
And then I noticed that yours is like really animated as compared to like all the other statues, and I like that a lot. And I was just wondering if you could say something about that.
Absolutely. Originally, my first sketch of Sarah was fairly static, like the rest of the sculptures in the Statuary Hall. But after I studied her life in depth, I realized that she had to be in motion. She was such an activist and such a dynamic person and speaker that she really needed to be in motion and gesturing forward, moving forward. So.
And then what's the symbolism with the book and the logo on the side of the pouch?
The pouch is actually unknown. We've tried to study and find out why she had that cherub on her pouch, but nobody really knows for sure, other than she just really liked that pouch and wore it in most of her photos. But the book is symbolic of education, because she was started a unique school for Native American children, but it's also a literal representation of her book, Life Among the Paiutes. So,
did you grow up around the Reno area, or?
Actually, nearer to Las Vegas, but not in Reno.
And where do you live now? You live in Vegas now, or?
Now I live in South Dakota,
okay.
Which is where I went to school in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
And how did you get commissioned to do the statue?
My brother actually told me about the call for artists in the Las Vegas newspaper, because he still lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And he gave me a call, and I entered the competition. But never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get to be here today with a large sculpture like this.
Were you around when he was working on it?
Oh, yeah, I was around a lot.
What was the time? How long did it take, just out of curiosity?
It took him about a year from the beginning to end, and there's a lot of all-nighters pulled, getting her done, a lot of time getting to know what Sarah did and how her character was.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of research and back study.
A lot of research. I read Sally Zanjani's book on Sarah Winnemucca, and then of course Sarah's book too.
Yeah, that's probably the most important thing, is just the research, huh?
Yeah. You really, to me, just showing a physical likeness to somebody doesn't really get at the character of who they were. And with Sarah, it's particularly important because not a lot of people know who she is outside of Nevada. So hopefully this will be her coming out party, and the world will get to know a little more about her.
This is my last one. Before you read up and researched about Sarah, did you know much about her?
I didn't know a whole lot. No, I was probably like most people. I knew of the town of Winnemucca, but I didn't know a whole lot about Sarah.
Was it inspiring to read all the...
It was incredibly inspiring. I think that if her life hadn't been as inspirational as it is when you read about it, then the piece wouldn't have been what it is right now. It wasn't really a stretch as an artist to do something that was original and creative with her life, because like I said, the icons and symbols were just so natural. They were part of her book and a part of her entire life. So.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome.
And help getting the statue. And who else did I leave out? The governor of Nevada, the senators, the congressmen. So I'd like to have my wife, Lois, sing this honor song. my relative Sarah. This is a Paiute song.
Let me get down here.
Anybody heard about Sarah's story, they really joined us. And it was all the way from a penny collection in one school to major money from some of the Nevada industries. And there wasn't anybody who worked any harder for us than this lady right here.
Thank you.
We have had such pleasure in working with her and getting this party together, and we want to thank you.
Oh,
Shelley, you're getting a standing ovation.
I love presents. So I thank you very much. It's not necessary. It's my pleasure to do this. But shall I open them?
Yes,
yes. Well, let's see.
That's what you're doing?
Oh, that's fantastic. The book by Sarah Winnemucca.
By Sally.
Sally, where are you? She left.
No, she's out in one of the other rooms. She's here tonight.
And she signed it. That's just lovely. Thank you, Anne. I think I know what this is, but I'm very excited. I was coveting it yesterday. Did you guys see my face? It is beautiful. It is the most beautiful picture of Sarah. I love this. I saw this picture last night and I wanted it. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy this beautiful city and then go home to the beautiful state of Nevada. Thank you all very much.
Governor, I set aside a few thousands for you, and 1,100 cases are yours.
How have you been? I haven't had time to stand and talk to you. How have you been? Good. I go home next Wednesday, and then I head on the flight for Roy's Hotel to the White House, and Vice President. Oh, okay. And I can't remember what class I took. I'm sorry.
But I took it last, we had with the Nevada State Society, we had
months ago and said, you know, we're looking for a venue to do a big reception for Nevada. And I said, you ought to think about doing it here. And we decided to do it. We've never done anything like this before. And it's been a lot of fun to have, I think, probably close to 300 people here tonight. And I think what makes it particularly interesting is that, as best we can tell, I'm the first Nevadan ever to head a department or independent agency of the federal government. So I think it makes it double fun when Nevada puts a statute into Statutory Hall to then do the celebration and the party over here. It was a great thrill to be in Statutory Hall today in the rotunda of the Capitol. And about halfway through the ceremony, my wife reached over and squeezed my arm and said, you know, did you ever think in your life that we would be lucky enough to be in the Capitol, in the rotunda, in a ceremony? And I said, no. She said, I think it's one of the best days of our life. And I said, well, I have to agree with you. And then just ironically, not 5 minutes later, we're walking out, and there is Alan Hanton, the architect of the Capitol. And we stopped and chatted with him, and he said, you must be very proud to be in Nevada today, Bruce. And I said, you bet I am. And he said, you know, I've been to a lot of ceremonies in the rotunda. I think this is one of the best ceremonies that's ever taken place in the capital of the United States. And that was just a thrill to hear something like that.
So my mom was talking about that you're a successor of Benjamin Franklin. Can you describe that a bit?
Well, at this very spot, a couple of weeks ago, there were two of us. It was Jack Potter, who's the Postmaster General of the United States, and myself, and my title is Public Printer of the United States. And both of those positions were once occupied by Benjamin Franklin. So we stood here together with Ben behind us here and got a picture, which I think is probably historic. I doubt if the two have ever been together before to do something like that. And, you know, I told him I keep this picture up here for not just inspiration, but to make sure I stay very humble. And you think about it, I think all the time about if he had an opportunity to work with the tools that I do today, particularly the computer tools that I have today, what would he be doing? You know, how would he be thinking out 25, 50, 100 years or more? And, you know, I try and live up to the responsibilities that come with that title, first held by him.
It's a high standard to live up to.
It is indeed.
One more thing. So, you're native Nevadan?
No, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, moved to Nevada in the early 1990s.
Okay. And then you live in Lake Tahoe? Or?
We live in Crystal Bay.
All right, just trying to get a little backstory. Thanks a lot.
You betcha.
Thanks, Bruce.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Glad to have you here. Get lots of nice milk.
Yeah.
You see them all here?
Steve.
Sarah represents Nevada. I mean, there's just in her life, because she was so she was beautiful. People fell in love with her. Elegant.
I can't believe you think you run everything. You don't run everything. JB is in charge. JB is in charge of this thing.
Now you got the pen.
That's enough.
We don't want to know weapon on, but words to describe what you're feeling today.
Well, I can tell you that I have walked about a foot off the ground now for about a week. And every stranger that I meet and have a 30-second time span now knows about Sarah Winnemucca. The people on the subway, the people that check me in at the hotel, so it's great fun. But it's really exciting. It's really, really exciting. And something that wasn't mentioned by any of the speakers is the fact that this is a people's project. A people's project. And that people contributed as little as a penny and up to a lot. So
and you've been involved in the fundraising since the first
day one.
What are some of the memorable people that you remember that have helped chip in to make today happen?
Well, it was exciting to have the Bennas have an open house and their lovely home and share that with us. Yeah, and you know, it just I remember we got a contribution from one of the schools, and they had a penny collection, and children would just bring as little as a penny if that's what they could afford. And I think they sent us $25, and I'm thinking, oh, this is beautiful, because these children are never going to forget this. This is they paid up. They can, if they ever get to the Capitol, they can say, I helped get that to the Capitol. I've been a part of it. So that's it.
Now, you were involved from the beginning, one of the initiators.
Yes.
Why Sarah?
It was Sally Zanjani was almost finished with her biography, and she said, I believe she was out to dinner with Carrie, and she said, we have to honor this lady. You know, she had just been researching her for several years, and so Carrie came back and said, we have to do this. And so that's how.
And then over the years, I'm sure you've become closer to Sarah as you've become closer to the project.
Oh, yeah.
When you see her in Statuary Hall, what do you see there?
You know, what I see, I hope, is a mentor image for young women today. When you think here is a person born into a culture that had not changed in hundreds of years, and she, on her own, was able to meet with the president and to do these things. And young women today, to have somebody that can do that on your own without having to have help in terms of mothers, fathers. No, there was nobody to tell her how to do things. She just did them. So yeah, that's what I hope. That's what I hope comes out of people understanding and hearing about her. Yeah.
And your feelings on the ceremony?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was just, you couldn't ask for anything nicer. Yeah, it was. But didn't you think so?
I was just asked that question myself, and I wasn't sure how to answer it. I said, what do you want me to tell you? Magnificent, wonderful, beautiful.
Yeah. See, I had 4 granddaughters there, and so 2 of my sons and a daughter-in-law, and I just thought, you know, this is going to be something they'll remember the rest of their lives, and so it was exciting. They could be there. Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just grateful to everybody who was a part of this. Literally thousands of people, and we're so thrilled. We're just all of us. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
It's been wonderful.
Yes, yes.
They made sure, like,
you're from the South. I mean, your family is from the South.
This represents several generations of Nevada. I'm a 5th generation Nevada from Elko, and my sweet, beautiful daughter-in-law is a what generation? I'm not quite sure. I think 3. Yeah, 3 or 4. 4th generation from Ely, famous Lopez family. So we have helped in this project, the Sarah Winnemucca project, and our families have made history helping this statue be in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.